1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
All right, are we going? All right. Thank you for joining me today. Title of my speech, if I were to give it one, Podcasting 101. And if you don't know podcasting, let me give you just an idea of what it is. Think of television and radio. It's very similar in that it's episodic, and it can be in audio, like radio, or a visual format, like television. So it's a new medium because of the internet and the rise of downloading and streaming technologies. Everyone's walking around with a smartphone and tablet these days, so we're so connected that these things are so accessible at a moment's notice. So let's get into it. They can also deliver to you breaking news if you're a subscriber to a particular podcast. Now, it's only breaking, I suppose, if you're listening to it relatively soon after delivery of these things. If you listen to it, obviously, at your own leisure, a month, week, year later, it's not exactly breaking news anymore, but it's not. You don't have to be there at the time of like live broadcast to take in that information. Basically, a podcast you enjoy at your own leisure, kind of like a recorded program on a DVR or something like that. So. My personal thoughts on podcast are that it's a fairly simple thing to produce, so there's a low barrier of entry. That's why you also get a lot of people, a lot of topics rather, on podcast. Sports, cooking, gardening, politics, whatever you like. You'll probably find something for you. And the lesson I really want to put in there today is it's really an important medium because people want to enjoy things when they want to. I mean, DVRs are popular now because people want to record the shows and watch them whenever they want to watch, not sit down at a specific period of time, like 8 o'clock, and watch something at that point in time. They'd rather watch it when they have their free time available to them, not basically, what am I trying to say, scheduled television time, I guess. So as a result of podcast, you actually have, I guess, a bit of less reliance on radio and print because, as we all know, the print industry is actually declining because of available information on the internet. And the radio, it's so similar to radio that there's less reliance on that. There is still advertising that goes into podcasts because there's still some cost associated with it and money to be made. So they keep them free by just tossing in some promos throughout an episode of them. As I said, there's a simplicity in the production process because it typically only takes like a microphone and some recording software. So anyone can do this. My wife and I produced our own podcast at home with a low-budget setup. But you can also do it in a multi-million-dollar recording studio as well. It all depends on the quality you're trying to get. I mean, there's people who make it like a radio show where they'll include sound effects and music and a bunch of copyrighted material where they have to obviously pay for those things. But we weren't doing that, so our budget for our podcast was virtually nothing. And as I said, the topics are all across the board. I enjoy the entertainment podcast, the comedy podcast. Everyone's making a name these days because of that low barrier of entry. And we just get a microphone from the store for about $50 and start recording. Everyone wants to have a voice, and this is a good accessible platform to put out there to their friends, family, and then hopefully it grows from there to an even larger audience to people you may not even know. But you build a community and go branch out from there. And they have these, I guess you might call them podcasting hubs. Maybe the iTunes Store can be considered that, or Stitcher, where you basically say, I want to find a sports podcast, and they'll list, here's all the popular ones, and They'll go down from there in declining popularity for you to find exactly what interests you. Specific teams, specific sports, etc. Sorry. As a result of being connected to our smartphones and tablets, that's why they're so popular. As I mentioned earlier, everyone in this country at least has a smartphone for the most part, so we can all enjoy them whenever we want. And as I mentioned, low barrier to entry allows podcasts to just keep building in popularity, and for us all to find something out of it, some kind of program that we can all enjoy every week. You can listen to it wherever you want, in your car, in bed, working in the garage, anytime. You just put on headphones, listen to a podcast, enjoy yourself. Lots of podcaster means lots of topics to enjoy. So go out there and check out some podcasts. Thank you.